G'day and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about the new Hive Defender Floor. Now my apiary has always been struggling with very high wasp concentration, which I've been losing a lot of hives over the winter months to them. So what we've been developing over the last 3 years is a floor that kills and also defends itself from wasps. Now this is the Hive Defender Floor that we've been developing that does exactly that. Now you can see the Hive Defender Floor on this hive here. Now what it does is it has your box, it sits on the floor, but it's got a gap in the front where the bees go down and up and under, and in conjunction with the beast blocker that aids the bees to go down and underneath. So this defends the hive from wasps getting into the entrance, as well as locking off the hive if you need to transport it, or if you have a high infestation like me. This will completely mitigate any wasps getting into the hive, but will allow the hive to survive because there's plenty of ventilation in this floor. Now the other thing that this floor does is it has a vent and non-vent option. So we've got a tray underneath that opens and closes, and this is what it looks like. So this slides one way. So at the moment this floor is non-vented, and then if we slide it along with this little lever at the top, the floor is now vented. So if you want to vent the floor in summer to allow better moisture reduction and curing of your honey, to help the bees fan the hive, you open it up. But like in winter, you want to keep the heat, just close it off just like that. Now the other thing you may have noticed when I lifted the floor up is there is a trap in the back of the floor. Now there is funny enough for this video, there's actually a wasp in here, and I've only just put the floor down. You might be able to see him. He's actually kind of just mucking around in there. He's just there. So what we've done is we've put a tray that fits underneath the floor, and then what happens is we've got cones, one-way cones underneath. And with the floor being vented, you put this as non-vented, so the wasps can't get in the front, and then they gravitate around to the side and go up into these cones and trap themselves inside this chamber, just like this individual right here, and he can't get out. So not only is the floor protecting your hive, it's also trapping and killing the wasps in your area. So you can see them right there. So you see just after this the infestation that I have in my apiary. Now I have also been trying to get rid of them, but they have come back, and with normal beekeeping practice, you know, there's all sorts of things that will attract wasps to your apiary, like beeswax that is scraped off the top of your frames, or sugar syrup that's been dropped or left over sugar crystal from your top feeder that ends up being left on the ground. That all attracts wasps to your apiary, and then once the wasps find that this is an easy place to get food, they'll set up camp, and then they'll just keep coming and just pillaging your entire apiary. Okay, so you can see I've got my bees blocker here. Now I've been reducing it down just because of the high concentration of wasps in the area. And then with it just being on, this is the kind of kill that I've been getting. So I've got a wasp here, wasp there, but it also stops and gets rid of robbing bees. So you can see the amount of wasps I'm getting. It's just a hell of a lot. But you know, those are wasps that aren't going to attack my hives. They're driven around to the back end of the floor because the wasps are trying hard to get into the hive with this bees blocker. They can't get in, and the bees are able to defend. It's just a really simple way to defend and help keep your hive alive in these sort of high wasp infestation, as well as future mitigating any wasps getting into your apiary and setting up camp and having a massive infestation that I have at the moment. Then what you got to do is just empty them out. And slide the drawer back in, and it's simple as that. So here's another Hive Defender floor that I have, and you can come have a look and see what I've got. And that's what I got. A lot of wasps in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So that's 19 wasps gone. Tip them out, put it back in. Got a few. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. But because this hive isn't out the front where the majority of the wasps are hanging out, this will be a little bit less, but still getting some either way. So what was happening in this hive was it was getting robbed out. So there was a lot of robbing going on. So I closed the entrance completely. So I dropped it fully down and I closed it for 24 hours. And this is what I was getting. So there's a lot of dead robbing bees. But what that does is it stops the hive that is robbing this hive from allowing those bees to go back and tell those bees that this hive is free to rob and let's go and get it. So it basically gets rid of that mentality. It's basically putting the thieves in jail and not being able to get out. And then there's also a few wasps in amongst them, maybe 10 or so. But what it also does do, I can see a whole lot of varroa mite in there, so it's also a nice sort of varroa capture to give you some sense of how well your varroa treatment's doing. So there's quite a lot of varroa in there. So this hive was quite high in varroa, but it's showing that the treatment's working really well. So just a quick recap. This floor, vent, non-vent, bees blocker on front, stop any unwanted pests getting into your hive. Close it off, which is that. don't allow any pests to get in, drives the wasps and or robbing bees to a back door entrance. Once they go in, they've got one-way cones where they can't get back out. And as I said before, me just having this floor sitting here actually caught a wasp in there. It's just chilling right here. So it works exceptionally well. And if you've got problems or want to mitigate any future infestation of wasps, this Hive Defender Floor is what you want to protect your apiary. If you want to get more on this floor, head to our website www.ceracell.co.nz or go to the link below. Please like and subscribe for more and new innovative products. Cheers, thanks a lot.